Welcome back, everybody. Today is a new day, a new week. I'm going to try to do a new video every week. I don't know how successful I'll be in that. I tend to get sidetracked. But anyway, new video, new day. And today what I have is a lovely package from Amazon. And I don't have any type of bushcraft gear other than my camping and hiking gear, which is kind of a different genre of outdoor adventure. But I really wanted to get into more of the bushcraft type stuff. You know, that especially in the event that I'm out somewhere hiking and I come up on a situation where I need to be a little more prepared than what I would be for, say, a hike or an overnight camping trip. So what I have bought is I have went on Amazon and I have bought some very cheap gear for two reasons. Number one is I don't have a lot of money right now. I spend most of my money on this kind of stuff. Yes, I am an IT nerd, so if you're into that sort of thing, there's going to be a bit of that in there too. But that also kind of leads to the reason why I'm wanting to do more outdoor stuff. I absolutely love hunking. I love hiking and camping and that sort of thing, to get away from this, because I do this, 8 to 12 hours a day, and I get tired of looking at screens all the time, every day, all day, and wires. So I'm a telecom engineer, but that is irrelevant. So yeah, the point to this day's video is to do an unboxing of some very cheap Amazon gear, because A, I don't have the money to buy the very expensive stuff right now, and two, I just want to see how good it really is, and to see if somebody that is completely new to bushcraft can do this sort of thing on a budget. So this whole outfit cost me about $115 total. The only thing that I have not received yet in this kit is my axe. I bought a very cheap axe. But what should be in here is a survival knife, a ferro rod, and a foldable saw. So we will pop this open, and since I don't have a knife yet, we're going to use this trusty screwdriver right here to cut everything open. So right off the bat, some lovely bubble wrap. This stuff annoys me. Environmentally unfriendly. I guess it's better than the peanuts, but I would rather they use some sort of paper or something that's biodegradable. This stuff just goes into landfill and takes forever to degrade. Alright, let's see, what shall we open first? I think that I am going to go with the survival knife. So let's go ahead and set this all out of the way. So this is a brand called Mossy Oak. Never heard of them. Of course, I've not heard of a lot of this stuff. Just judging by the box, this thing looks to be a lot bigger than I expected it to be. I didn't want something huge, but this feels pretty hefty. What is dinging behind me? Oh, okay. Never mind. This feels pretty hefty. Let's go ahead and crack it open and see what it looks like. So I'm going to hold it up here because hopefully you'll be able to see it. So, all right. So right off the bat, clean looking. Have a, oh, that's nice. Okay. So it does come with its own ferro rod, and it looks like it also comes with a magnesium strip, or that might be used for striking. I'll have to see if there's any sort of documentation with it, but that looks like a magnesium strip. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Magnesium, and I do know this, works a little different than the ferro rod, in that you actually scrape bits of this off onto your tender and then you strike it with a lighter, or you can use the ferro rod. It does ignite pretty easy. I have used these before. More plastic that I hate. Alright, let's pull this sucker out. Wow, this thing is massive. Okay, that is way bigger than I expected it to be. Yeah, that thing is hefty. Let's see what else is in here. So it does come with a little pamphlet, a little flyer. Looks like just a little advertisement for other tools. Mossy Oak tool. Well, you know what? If this turns out to be a good brand and I actually like it and it's durable, who knows? It might become my standard. I don't know. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Okay, yeah, that is way bigger than what I wanted. That thing is massive. So it's looks like it about 15 inches, tip to hilt. Yeah, but it feels good. I mean, it's got some heft to it. It's got a serrated back. I wasn't real crazy about that. I don't know. I can see occasions to use it if I don't have a saw handy or something. I don't know how good that's going to be. It does feel pretty sharp. Try to do a plastic cut test here. Oh yeah, yeah, it's sliced real easy through that plastic, so that's good. Oh yeah, so it is nice and sharp. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't see any flex in the blade, which is good. I am a little bit concerned about where it joins into the hilt here, the handle. I don't know. I got a feeling that's going to be the weak point. The handle does not feel very sturdy. Matter of fact, I think I already see a little bit of damage. It might just be rubber coating. Okay, that's just rubber coating on there. And I don't know if the blade goes all the way into the hilt. I don't know, all the way into the handle. But we'll see. I kind of get a feeling that the weak point is going to be right here, especially if I'm using it for batoning, you know, like splitting firewood or something, if I'm hitting it here with like another piece of wood or something. I kind of feel like this might not be in the weak spot. We'll find out. The reviews on this online were actually very good. So, you know, it had about 5,000 4-star reviews, 4.5 star overall. So, again, a little bit bigger than I wanted, but all right. Let's see how it goes. All right, next up, what do we have here? I'm going to go ahead and pop open. This is the saw that I got. It's a foldable. It's a lot like the Silky that you see on a lot of other channels. A lot of people are using. The Silky is about $70. This was about $20, I think $22, $23. It's called Rex Betty. Speaking of back to that, this ran me, it was like under $30. It was like, I think 25. I'd have to go back and look. So, all right, let's pop this open and see what we got. Okay, so again, it comes in more plastic. Shocker. I guess that's what you get when you go cheap. In case you haven't figured out by now, I really, really hate plastic. All right, so right off the bat, it does feel cheap. It's light, but it does feel cheap. The blade feels very thin. Let's go ahead and crank it open here. Nice and stiff when it opens, though. It's, yeah, that blade's pretty flexible, but I think that might be pretty standard. The serrations look good. They're nice and clean. They're nice and sharp. We'll test this out later. It's got a good length. I like it. It does balance well. So, yeah, it feels good in the hand. Nice rubber grip. Again, it's cheap, so we'll see how it holds up under torque and under an actual workload. All right, to close this up, I guess you push this down, apparently. And this is a stupid idea. You should never do that when you're closing any kind of blade. The proper way would be to push it down and close it with your fingers out of the way. You're such a noob. All right. Okay. Again, this is the Rex Betty. And it is dark out here where I'm at right now. It's about 20 after 8 in the evening. I'm in northern Indiana, so it is very dark right now. But I do have this trusty headlamp. So who knows? If I feel brave, I might go out in the woods behind my place and play with it a little bit tonight. All right, last up. This one is not, it wasn't really what I would consider cheap. It was actually pretty average with other ferro rods. This one was about 20 bucks. This is the Camp Buddy. It's a bamboo ferro rod, so, you know, bamboo handle and all that. So this would probably be one of the higher end, higher quality devices that I bought. So you can see it's, again, packed in a little bit of plastic, but not too much. Rubber band around everything. Alright, nice paracord lanyard. I like that. So that's actually a great idea. Great idea. You put it over your head so you don't lose it. I've seen so many people in bushcraft that have lost their fire rod. And I would probably be no exception. I'm scatterbrained sometimes. So, alright, comes wrapped in a bit of cellophane. Again, more plastic. Alright. And a striker. Interesting. It's actually got a bit of a blade on it. Feels good. Nice and heavy. Nice bamboo grip. Cute little logo on it. Camp Buddy logo. I like that. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. I think this might turn out okay. You see the striker there. It's got a little bit of a sharp edge on it. So, who knows? We'll give it a shot. All right, so that sums up what I have bought so far. Like I said, the whole thing cost me about $114. I have not received the axe yet. I'll probably do a separate video on that. But the goal of all of buying this was just to see how feasible it is to get started in bushcraft with very cheap gear. So, yeah, let's see if I get brave enough to go outside and play with this stuff yet tonight. All right, so obviously I didn't do it last night. I'm doing it this morning. Just a little bit too dark out there. So what I have here, and this is just a little wooded area behind my house. I found a piece of down deadwood back here. I'm going to try to see how well this handy dandy saw works out. All right, let's give it a shot. Actually did pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed. All right, let's hack off a chunk of it and see what we can do with it. Up a bit. All right, this ain't gonna work. Okay, better. Right there, nice chunk of good seasoned deadwood. Feels like it might be a little wet in the center, but that's okay. It'll work for what we're going to try to do. All right, So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Still seems to be in decent shape. The blade didn't bend or anything like that. So yeah, who knows? We'll see how well it works out after a few road trips. Okay, so it's a little bit of a challenge to get the camera angle right. I'm trying to be respectful of the neighbor's property. Next houses are pretty close, so I don't want to get anybody else in the frame. But, here we are. So, I got the piece that I just cut, and this is a piece that I cut shortly thereafter. This one actually looks like it might be a little bit drier, but it's not seasoned. This one actually looks pretty wet on the inside, so not sure if that's going to be the best candidate. Alright, let's see what happens. We're going to give a good old mossy oak bush knife a good old test. Let me find a stick that is sturdy enough to handle some batoning. I'm really curious as to how this is going to work out. I don't know how well it will. So that stick's junk. Let's see if I got something a little more durable in here. Here we go. This might be a better candidate. This is pretty hard. Let's see what happens here if we use this. We might end up trying to split this. We'll see. Too big for my hand. All right. So it actually did. And that's a good hardwood. I need to get better identifying trees. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it seemed to do okay. The knife still seems relatively sharp. Okay, all right. Well, let's see if we can split it down a little bit more. This thing is really too big. Alright. Okay. Not too shabby. Let's see how it does with feathering. Alright, so obviously I need to get better at learning how to do that. Some small chunks onto there. see how that does. So I did manage to find some down birch, but it's wet. And I'm trying to find some dry bits on here, but I'm not having much luck. Even on the underside, it's pretty wet. This log's also pretty punky. It's been here a while, obviously. But, man, that would sure be handy. I'd say that's just really, really wet and punky. I don't think this is going to work very well. Okay, so I found something. We'll see if this will work. These are pretty dry. Kind of real fine leaves. They seem to crumble easy. Everything around here is really, really wet right now. Stick these in my pocket. So I'm having trouble finding anything that would light easy, but that's all part of learning to survive on the land, right? You try to find things to make do with. Alright, we got any more hiding around here? Oh, yikes. Thorns. We don't like thorns. What do we got here? No, those are pretty wet. Alright, well, let's try to make do with what we have. Alright, so I've been trying for a little while to get this going. Did find some birch bark, but everything is just so wet that I just can't get, I can't really get dry tinder. So what I do is I have a habit of saving everything per adventure I'll need it. And what I do is I save my dryer lint from when I do my laundry, and I put it in a rolled up, like an empty toilet paper roll or an empty paper towel roll, and then I coat it with wax. So I'll take a ball of it and I'll dip it in wax because I like to burn candles and whatnot. So let's go ahead and give that a shot, see if we can get that to ignite. Alright, we got a little flame. Just a little one. Just a little one. That's all we need. And it went out. Alright. That was an easy strike. Alright. Get a good flame going here. Good deal, good deal. So that I don't lose it, obviously I'm going to put this right away into my pocket. Because I know me, I would totally lose it. Going pretty good. All right, so everything out here is just really wet. So even this is having a hard time catching, even though this was taken off of dead standing. We've had a lot of rain recently, and of course, also I'm in a kind of a wet area. So right behind my house, when we get really heavy floods or really heavy rains, it tends to flood behind my place in this woods that I live near. Um, Finding birch bark was pretty scarce. We don't really have a lot of that growing in this particular area. There is other areas in the state that I would easily find it. But there you have it. So this was using the cheap gear and just a little bit of a prep ahead of time. Of course, having the wax coated dryer lint. But yeah, I was able to get a little fire going. All right, so obviously we got a good fire going. It's actually nice and warm, which is welcome because my hands are freezing. But yeah, so a quick recap. The Rex Betty collapsible foldable saw actually worked really well. I'm actually pretty happy with this. And for 20 odd bucks, you can't really go wrong. The ferro rod it leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, it worked okay, but this causes some grooves in it, and I mean it's still able to strike a spark, but it's not as, I don't know. It seems to be something a little bit funky with it. We'll figure it out. But it did get the fire going. Then we got the Mossy Oak survival knife. Get it out here. Definitely way bigger than I want. I'm gonna probably get something much smaller, but smoky. All right, come over here. But for, you know, batoning, splitting wood, it was actually pretty good, pretty sturdy. So I might keep it for that. It still seems to be moderately sharp, pretty sharp actually. So we'll see how it holds up over, you know, several trips. All in all, not a bad deal. They're again right around the $20 range. But we'll see. We'll see. Give you a close up of the logo there. I realized in the earlier video I had it upside down. So as you can see, we can get a good fire going with, you know, very basic tools. They're right around 100 bucks roughly. Enough that I could feasibly survive, you know, out in the bush or whatnot. Obviously, I personally have a lot more to learn. Took me a minute to, you know, to get a sufficient fire going. This is all pretty new to me. Like I said, most of my experience is hiking and camping. Not so much the bushcraft thing, but it's something I've always wanted to really get into and explore. Alright, well that wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope you follow along on this journey as I live my two-spirit life.